Good afternoon, grade 5 math learners. Our topic for today is about finding the percentage. To start, let's review our lesson last week on understanding percent. Let's change the following percent to decimals. 25%, that is 25 hundredths. Then 60% is equal to 60 hundredths or 6 tenths. 7.5% is equivalent to 75 thousandths. Then 12%, that is equal to 12 thousandths. 100%, definitely, it's equal to 1 or 1 whole. Now, let's change the following percent to fraction. 2%, that is 2 hundredths. Then divided by the greatest common factor, which is 2, giving us the lowest term of 1 over 50 or 1/50. How about this one? 18%. That is 18 hundredths divided by the GCF, which is 2. The lowest term is 9/50. Then 40%. The fraction form is 40 hundredths divided by the greatest common factor, giving us the lowest term, 2/5. 85%. That is equal to 85 hundredths divided by the greatest common factor, which is 5, giving us the lowest term of 17/20. The last is 23%, giving us 23 hundredths, which is already in lowest term because 23 and 100 are relatively prime. This time, we are going to identify the base, rate, percentage in the following statement. Here is the statement. 36 is 72% of 50. Can you identify the base? Yes, if your answer is 50, definitely you are correct. Now, what is the rate? Correct, 72% is the rate. How about the percentage? You are correct. 36 is the percentage. Let's have the next mathematical statement. 35% of 90 is 31.5. What is the base? The base is 90. You are correct. How about the rate? If your answer is 35, you are definitely correct. How about the percentage? Yes, that is 31.5. Now let's have the last statement. 100 pesos is 4% of 2,500. In this statement, the base is 2,500 pesos. Then the rate is 4%. And the percentage is 100 pesos. Let us now proceed to lesson 1. Finding the percentage in the given number. Okay. Let us first define again the rate, the base, and the percentage. So here is now the definition of rate. It is the percent of the whole. It is the number written with the word percent or affixed with the symbol percent. So obviously, the rate here is 25%. Let us now define the base. It is the whole where the percentage is being taken. it is written after the word off or the phrase percent off. So we have 20 as the base. Then, let's define the percentage. It is the part of the whole, or we call it the base. It is usually a number before and or after the word is, which is the linking verb. So, 5 here is our percentage. Let's have this word problem. For school year 2020 to 2021, Concepcion Elementary School has an enrollment of 432 pupils in grade 5. Only 25% of these pupils enrolled in online distance learning modality. How many grade 5 pupils enrolled in the online distance learning modality? Okay, to be able to understand the problem, let us answer the following questions. How many grade 5 pupils enrolled at Concepcion Elementary School for school year 2020 to 2021? Yes, you are correct. The answer is 432 pupils. Let's have the second question. Among these 432 pupils, how many percent is enrolled in online distance learning modality? You are correct. That is 25%. Question number 3. What is the rate in the given problem? You're correct. The rate is 25%. We have this question. What about the base? You are correct. The base is 432. Then the last question, how will you solve this problem? Yes, you have to find the percentage in the problem. Let's have this mathematical statement based on the given problem. So black is 25% of 432. 25% here is the rate and the base is 432 and the missing number here is the percentage. Let's have strategy 1 in finding the percentage. We have to use the formula P is equal to R times B, or simply means percentage is equal to rate times the base. In strategy 1, we have to change 25% to decimals. So if we change that 25% to decimal, that is equal to 0.25 or 25 hundredths. So 25% converted to 0.25 multiplied by 432. So if you're going to multiply 432 by 0.25, we are going to arrive at the answer of 108. So the percentage is 108. Therefore, there are 108 grade 5 pupils enrolled in online distance learning modality. Now let's try to solve again this mathematical statement using strategy 2. Using the same formula, but this time we are going to change 25% to fraction. So 25% converted to fraction is 25 hundredths. Then we have to get the lowest term. The lowest term is 1/4. Then P is equals to 1/4 times 432, giving us 432 over 4. Simply, we divide 432 by 4, giving us an answer of 108. So, same answer, the percentage is 108. Therefore, 108 grade 5 pupils enrolled in online distance learning modality. Let us solve this problem. 32.5% of 230 is what number? What is the rate in this statement? Yes, you're correct. The rate is 32.5%. How about the base? Yes, you're correct. The base is 230. So we need to find now the percentage. We are going to do the strategy 1 in finding the percentage. Using the same formula, P is equals to R times B, or P is equals to rate times the base. By changing 32.5% to decimal, which is 0.325 or 325 thousandths. P is equals to 325 thousandths times 230, giving us an answer of 74.75. So the percentage in this problem is 74.75. Let's have this next problem. What is 20% of 500 pesos? In this problem, the rate is 20% and the base is 500 pesos. So we have to find again the percentage. Let's use strategy 2 in finding the percentage using the same formula. P is equals to R times B. Wherein we are going to change 20% to fraction. The fractional form of 20% is 20 hundredths and its lowest term is 1/5. 1/5 times 500 pesos, that is 500 pesos divided by 5, giving us the answer of 100 pesos. Therefore, 100 pesos is the percentage in this problem. Let us solve the next problem. What is 50% of 350 pesos? So the rate here is 50% and the base is 350 pesos. And the missing number here is the percentage. Let's use strategy 2 in finding the percentage. Using this formula, P is equals to R times B. Wherein we're going to change 50% to fraction. 50% change to fraction is equal to 50 hundredths, wherein its lowest term is 1/2. P is equals to 1/2 times 350 pesos, giving us the answer of 175 pesos. So 175 pesos is 50% of 350 pesos. Let us find the percentage using this formula. P is equals to R times B by changing the rate as decimal. Let's have 8% of 420. So you will change 8% to decimal form. So giving us 0.08 multiplied by 420, the percentage is 33.6. Now, let's get 57% of 365. Change it to decimal form, which is 0.57 multiplied by 365, giving us the percentage of 208.05. Next, we are going to find 3.2% of 900, which is in the decimal form 0.032 multiplied by 900, giving us the percentage of 28.8. Now let's find 95% of 78, giving us the percentage of 74.1. Let us find the percentage using the same formula, but this time we're going to change the rate as fraction. Let's find 50% of 50. The fractional form of 50% is 50 over 100, but we have to find its lowest term. The lowest term of 50 over 100 is 1/2. So, we could say that 1/2 times 50 is equals to 25. Or simply, 1/2 of 50 is 25. This time, we're going to find 70% of 50. The fractional form in lowest term of 70% is 7/10 multiplied by 50, giving us the answer of 35. Next, let's have 75% of 50. The fractional form of 75% is 75 over 100, but its lowest term is 3/4. So we need to find 3/4 times 50, giving us the answer of 37.5. Then, let's find the 90% of 50, which is equivalent to 9/10 times 50 is equals to 45. Last, let's find 100% of 50. 100% is equivalent to 1. So 1 times 50, the answer is 50. Let's now proceed to lesson 2. Here, we're going to solve routine and non-routine problems involving percentage using appropriate strategies and tools. Let us define routine problem. Routine problem is a type of problem that involves at least one of the 4 arithmetic operations to solve the problem. Let's read and analyze this routine problem. Carla is a grade 5 pupil enrolled in online class. In the online assessment at Quizalize conducted by DepEd Marikina, she got 80% of the 30-item test given. How many items of the test did she answer correctly? To be able to solve this problem, let us have the steps in analyzing and solving word problems. First, we need to understand the problem. In understanding the problem, we need to know what is asked. And we also need to know the given facts. Next thing to do is we need to plan. In planning, we need to know the operation to be used to be able to solve the problem. Then, we have to formulate the number sentence. And the last step in analyzing and solving problem, we need to show and label the final answer. Let's go back to our routine problem. First thing to do is to understand this problem. We have to know what is asked. So here, how many items of the test she answered correctly? What are given in the problem? Of course, she got 80% of the 30-item test. Then we need to plan. We need to know the operation to be used to be able to solve the problem. Of course, we need to use multiplication using this formula. P is equals to R times B. Then, let's formulate the number sentence. P is equals to 80% times 30. Now, let's proceed now to the third step. Show the solution and label the final answer. Here, we're going to use strategy 1, wherein we're going to change the rate to decimal. So, we need to change 80% to decimal. It will become 0.8 or 8/10. Then, we multiply it by 30. Since the 1's multiplier is 0, we simply put here 0. Then proceed with the 10's multiplier, which is 3. Multiply 8 by 3, giving us 24. 4 carry 2 to 0. Since it's just 0, if we multiply it by 3, we arrive at the answer of 0. Then we bring down 2. So we have 240. but we still need to count the number of decimal places in the factors. So we have 1 decimal place in the factor. Therefore, we also need to have 1 decimal place in the product. Then put the decimal point. So the final answer to this word problem is 24 items answered correctly. Let us have this next routine problem. I am saving money for a 500 peso gift for my mother. If I have saved 70% of the money I need for the gift, how much money have I saved? Let us now solve the problem. Let's start with understanding the problem. What is asked in this problem? How much money have I saved? Then the given in this problem is the rate is 70% and the base is 500 pesos. Now let us plan. We have to know the operation to be used to be able to solve this problem. Definitely, it's multiplication. Following this formula, P is equals to R times B. The number sentence is P is equals to 70% times 500 pesos. Okay, for the third step, we need to show the solution and label the final answer. But this time, we're going to use strategy 2, wherein we're going to change the rate to fraction. So we have to change 70% to fraction. 70% is equal to 70 over 100, wherein its lowest term is 7/10. Then we have P is equals to 7/10 times 500. If we multiply 500 by 7, we are going to get 3,500 pesos over 10. Simply, to get the answer, we divide 3,500 pesos by 10, giving us the final answer of 350 pesos. So, the answer now to our word problem is 350 pesos is the amount that I have saved. Let us now have the non-routine problem. It is any complex problem that requires some degree of creativity and originality to solve the problem. It can be solved in multiple ways, like by drawing a model or diagram, making a table or organized list, finding a pattern, guess and check, and working backwards and others. But today, we're going to use the block model method or drawing a model in order to solve the non-routine problem. Let's have this first non-routine problem. Mrs. Torona has 50 pupils in her mathematics class. If 60% of the pupils are girls, how many are boys? Let us solve this problem using the block model method. Let's follow this step 1. We have to draw a rectangle to represent the whole class or 100%. The whole class or the base is 50. So this is the rectangle that represents 100%, which is equivalent to 50 pupils. Then, let's have the next step. Divide the rectangle into 10 parts, so each part will be 10%. So we have 10 blocks. Each block contains 10%. The third step is to divide 50 by 10 to get the 10% of the pupils that will represent each box. So 50 divided by 10 is equals to 5. So each box will contain 5 pupils. Step 4. Get the sum of the 6 boxes to get 60% of the class, which are girls. So 6 blocks is equivalent to 60% of the class, which are girls. So that is equals to 30 girls. How did we get 30 girls? Simply multiply 5 by 6 to get 30. Then the remaining boxes, that would represent the number of boys. Then the last step is to get the sum of the remaining boxes to get the number of boys in the class. So we have 4 remaining boxes and each box contains 5. So 5 times 4, we will get the answer of 20 boys. Let's have this next non-routine problem. A pair of shoes with a regular price of 800 pesos is being sold at the 25% off of its original price or regular price. How much will the buyer pay if he will buy the shoes? Let us solve this problem using the block model method. So first thing to do is to draw a rectangle that will represent the regular price of the shoes, which is equivalent to 100%. The regular price or the base is 800 pesos. So this rectangle represents 100% equals to the base, which is 800 pesos. The next step is to divide the rectangle into 4 parts. So each part will be 25% because there are 4 25% in 100%. That's why we divided by 4. Then divide 800 by 4 to get the 25% of the regular price that will represent each box. So if we divide 800 pesos by 4, we will get 200 pesos. So each boxes will contain 200 pesos. Then the fourth step is to get the sum of the 3 blocks to get the price of the shoes at 25% off from its regular price. So based on the problem, 25% is off of its original price. So we will going to remove 200 pesos from its original price. So the remaining blocks will represent now the remaining price of the shoes, which is 200 pesos multiplied by the 3 boxes. We will get the remaining price of 600 pesos. The final answer now to our word problem is the buyer will pay 600 pesos if he will buy the shoes. Okay, it's now your turn to solve this problem using the block model method. Let me first read the problem. In a mathematics class of 50 pupils, 70% passed the test. How many failed in the test? So first thing to do is you need to draw a rectangle. Okay, try to draw a rectangle. Then what will you do with the rectangle? Yes, you're going to divide the rectangle into 10 equal parts. So if we divide it by 10 equal parts, we need to divide 50 by 10. So if we divide 50 by 10, each box will contain how many? Yes, of course, you're correct. Each box will contain 5. So this will be now the illustration. So we need to get 70% who passed the test. So how many blocks that is equivalent to 70%? How many boxes? Yes, you are correct. That is equivalent to 7 boxes. So the 7 boxes represent 70% who passed the test. So how many pupils passed the test? Yes, of course, that is 35. We simply multiply 7 times 5, giving us 35 pupils who passed the test. Then the remaining boxes represent the number of pupils who failed the test. So how many remaining boxes we have? We have 3 remaining boxes. That is equivalent to how many pupils? Yes, you are correct. That is equivalent to 15 pupils because we simply multiply 3 times 5, giving us 15 pupils failed the test. So the answer now to the problem, there are 15 pupils failed the test. Now let's have this next non-routine problem. In a video game, Matthew scored 20% fewer than Marlon. If Marlon scored 1,060 points, how many points did Matthew score? So here, you're going again to illustrate the problem using block model method. So we need to draw first a rectangle. Then we have to divide the rectangle into 10 equal parts. So each part, how many points will contain? So what will you do? What will you do? We simply divide 1,060 by 10. So if we divide 1,060 by 10, you will get an answer of 106. So this will be now our illustration. So we divided the rectangle into 10 equal parts. Each parts contain 106 points. So all in all, this is the score of Marlon, which is 1,060 points. Based on the problem, Matthew scored 20% fewer than Marlon. So that is 20%. How many blocks equivalent to 20%? Yes, you are correct. That is equivalent to 2 blocks or boxes. So that is 20% fewer than the score of Marlon. So we need to remove 20% from the score of Marlon to get the score of Matthew. That is equivalent to 212 points. So the remaining boxes represent the score of Matthew. So how many remaining boxes do we have? We have 8 remaining boxes, and each box contains 106 points. So if we multiply 106 points multiplied by 8, we are going to get the score of 848 points. Therefore, Matthew scored 848 points in the video game. Okay, that is now the end of our lesson. You may now proceed to your Google Classroom. Then, you have to do the following posted classwork. For Module 2, finding the percentage. Lesson 1, you have to answer what I can do, page 6. For Lesson 2, we are going to answer also what I can do, page 11. But here, you are going to use the block model method to be able to solve the word problem in what I can do. Then, answer the assessment on page 12. That's all. See you again next week.